Ladies and gentlemen, it is dry January. Don't worry, what you see here is not misleading. Check this out. We're raising a bottle, a can, or a glass of some great local non-alcoholic brews. No.
Have you been drinking?
No. It's dry January. What's the matter with you? San Diego Beer News founder. We have Brandon Hernandez joining us also. Is Bill Schufelt. Did I say it right?
You did. Thank you.
Athletic Brewing founder. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hi.
Okay, first of all, non-alcoholic spirits, beers, they've become so much more popular in the last, let's say, 5-10 years than ever before. Why?
Well, there's a reason. For decades, this was a segment that was just boring, uninspired, and quite frankly, everything was kind of the same.
Not our
Everyone's making
segment,
the same
mind you.
watery
You meant,
beer.
like,
oh, right.
Yeah,
oh, not your
not
segment.
this segment.
Never.
Thank
This
you.
is
Let's just
this is
clarify
fly
that.
by the seat of your pants right here. But now there's a craft non-alcoholic beer segment, and just like craft beer, it mirrors all these different styles and variety. It's interesting, it tastes good, and that's why we're doing the segment. But also, we've got a great producer right here in San Diego.
You nailed it when you said it's the taste.
Yeah.
If it has good flavor and a variety of taste, that's what people want.
Imagine that. We want something to taste good.
Okay, Bill, Athletic Brewing, you guys focus on non-alcoholic beer. What's the response been for you?
It's been amazing, especially here in San Diego, which is one of the greatest beer cities in the world, let alone the country. And we very quickly, due to the affinity for products like this and great beer, regardless of the alcohol, grown into San Diego's second biggest brewery pretty quickly.
Get out of here. Oh my God. So when you started all this, why non-alcoholic? Because I've talked to Brandon a lot about, boy, it's hard. It must be hard to start a new brewery in San Diego when there's so many other people doing it. But you thought, well, you know what? Non-alcoholic. What made you kind of think of that?
Yeah, so there's this outdated perception of the word sober that means non-alcoholic beer is for sober people or not people who drink. But, you know, there's 7 days in the week. 80% of our customers drink our beer during the week and still drink alcohol on the other occasions. But now you can have an amazing culinary beverage that is like the best part of your day every day of the week and not deal with the alcohol.
See, culinary, taste, flavors. So let's get to it. It's time to sample.
Yeah.
This is the best part of this job, I tell you what. Okay, where do you want to start? This is where I follow your lead. You go, Bill, Brandon, who wants to take over?
Bill's going to do this.
Okay, where do we start?
We could start with our two most highly awarded, highest volume beers. They are widely recognized around the world as some of the best beers out there now. Our Upside Down Golden Ale is 45 calories, super light, crisp, refreshing.
Here we go.
But it's got those citrusy, crafty, hoppy notes that are just enough for the craft beer enthusiast, but like guilt-free for the weekday.
Oh my God, this doesn't have alcohol.
Something to remember too is that pregnant people don't want to give up the beer, the taste. And this has actually been a lot of people I know who have found themselves in that predicament. Have really enjoyed beer during all the trimesters.
Oh, this is fantastic, though. How do you?
So this beer has won at least 5 awards versus full-strength alcoholic beer in just light lager categories and things like that. And
what's the secret? I mean, I know you can't give it, but tell me anyway. What's the secret then? Because usually when these started, it was like, eh.
So we took the process totally down to the studs, and our co-founder and myself, John, homebrewed in an empty warehouse for a year, hundreds of batches, basically pushing aside the machines that had always been made to use non-alcoholic beer, and came up with our own process to make amazing fully fermented beer just without the alcohol.
Excellent. Okay, what's our second one?
So this is our Run Wild IPA. This is by far and away our most popular, highest awarded beer. It's won back-to-back gold medals at the U.S. Open Beer Championship. And is probably about 70% of the beer I drink, to be honest.
Really? So when at those beer championships, is it in the non-alcoholic, or like sometimes you just put them in there with other beers?
We have with a number of our beers, but that is in the non-alcoholic category. Yep.
Brandon, how is this not? I mean, this is amazing.
No, you get all of the flavors. They're using good ingredients for everything, and they're taking it to a level that other people, quite frankly, didn't feel like they needed to. They're like, let's just make something watery, beer-like, and that was good enough.
No wonder you drink this 70% of the time.
The backbone of Run Wild is a super high quality Vienna malt versus what non-alcoholic beer had traditionally been made from. And Citra and Mosaic hops, those hop notes that craft beer lovers have come to love out of West Coast IPAs.
Okay, 2 for 2. What's number 3?
So Athletic Light was launched last year. This was 2 years in the making. But at 25 calories and very few carbs, this is your ultimate crushable light beer.
25.
Most light beers are around 100 calories.
Sure.
This comes in at 25, but has all the taste notes of it, just without the empty calories. So we've had a lot of fun with this.
Oh man, what in the?
Oh man, I just consumed 10 calories.
That was 1.5 calories. There you go. The nice sip. Okay, last, not last, but almost last, because I know we have a little surprise at the end. Go ahead.
So this is a really exciting local feature.
Yes.
Tucker on our team is a San Diego craft beer brewing legend, and this beer is his West Coast IPA. So it's kind of a crossover between East and West. It's got your Citron Mosaic traditional West Coast IPA, but then the softer Amarillo and Simcoe hops that like we've come to know from Hazy. So this beer, we started by launching on our e-commerce in super limited batches, and it was selling out like, you know, Taylor Swift tickets at Ticketmaster.
Look at you, Bill. Bill brought the topical reference. You would think these are not non-alcoholic, but really, the Taylor Swift, did you get tickets? Are you a fan? Look at you.
So you can be wittier when you're completely sober.
That's very true. Okay. Now, last but not least, we have
there's one other company that's doing non-alcoholic, and that's AleSmith, and they've taken an IPA. And
let's see that.
I think it's a really great beer as well.
This is an IPA.
They're right down the street from Athletic.
Okay, cheers.
They all get along. It's great.
Bill,
cheers. We'll have to get his critique here.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bill. Be honest.
So we're super excited to have, you know, non-alcoholic beer had this image problem. There's this penalty box beer for so long.
Sure.
And we're so excited to have the best of the best craft brewers jumping into the category with us to give people a great, really well-rounded category that's exciting. So
I still citrus in there.
I taste that. It's always funny to me. Not funny, but you know, all the local brews in San Diego, they all get along. They all have like nice things to say about each other.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great. Yeah, there's room for everybody still.
Guys, amazing stuff. All the information, fox5sandiego.com. And of course, my man with the, look at the hat, huh? San Diego Beer News, my man Brandon. All the great work you do, appreciate it. Cheers, gentlemen.
Happy Dry January.
We will be right back. Dry January with a beer.